let me start with a history lesson because people probably don't know what Issac Kappy's Famalam program is. Issac Kappy set up this program online that was designed to be this program that combated child trafficking. That's what he set Famalam up for. At the very end, right before he ended up dead, he realized that the very people that he enlisted to help him with this Famalam thing had turned it around, and instead of using it to combat child trafficking, they were using it to child traffic. That's when Issac says that he was a Judas. I believe that's what he was talking about, is that they turned his program completely on top of itself and started to use it for child trafficking. This Famalam, and who was involved with Issac Kappy's murder? Well, the very people who are in charge of the Famalam program now. And if you go read the comment, you can either go read the screenshot in the link I left in the description. You guys need to go read that, because what I found out yesterday is going to be the whole thing I talk about this whole hour. But this Famalam program, the very people who are that were involved with Issac when Issac ended up dead are the very ones running it. And if you go read just the last comment on my last blog, or on my last live, one of the dudes completely associated with it is bragging, saying that Daniel Dowd, aka American Witchcraft, aka Pootie Twang, is going online and meeting minors online, and then wants to be heralded as a hero because this fucking pedophile who has a mugshot is meeting up with minors in order to counsel them on how they shouldn't be meeting predators like him in real life that they meet online. So obviously they're using this Famalam program for the same shit they got Issac Kappy killed. But the interesting part about it now is that I just found out my stepmother's on there. My stepmother is on the Famalam. She's connected with all these Famalam people in this Famalam program. So she's connected to Famalam. Do you want to know who else is connected to Famalam? My old moderator, Sherilyn, who was trying to set me up with, as she calls it, a felony. She was going to give me a THC vape, and she was gonna have them bust me and arrest me and put me in jail. And my stepmother is colluding with this fucking group. Totally connecting with this fucking group. And they'll be in here making their threats, because that's the fucking thing that they do. There's a reason why the whole Sewertown people are so invested in Owen's murder. The whole reason why Daniel Dowd and Geo Farnsworth, which isn't his real name, if you go read the email, he says that, you know? If you go, it's not Geo Farnsworth, his real name is hidden. I bet Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff knows it, you know? But Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff helps them. But Daniel Dowd, Geo Farnsworth, bragged on YouTube about coming into my town and murdering Owen. Bragged about it. Daniel Dowd is the one who's actually meeting minors online to counsel them on how. But he's best friends with Tara Joyce, who's also involved with all of this stuff. Tara Joyce is involved. They're all focused on my house, my finances in my house. They want my finances destitute, and they want me to lose my house. But he's directly connected to Tara Joyce. Who's Tara Joyce connected to? Oh, that's right. The barely legal porn producers in Las Vegas. That's right. Because that's what she did for a living. You know, she was a fucking porn actress. You know? And so when it comes down to it, it's all being a setup. What specific threat was made? Oh, I don't know. Maybe the videos of my house blowing up and burning down. Maybe the videos of me being lynched, being dead while I'm hanging in a lynch. Maybe the fucking videos of where they're threatening my dogs, threatening to kill my dogs. Those fucking threats good enough for you? Because there's fucking videos that are out there, you know? On YouTube. Those are pretty fucking specific threats. But my stepmother is now involved. Why did they all want Owen dead? Because there's a connection between Sewertown and my stepmother when it comes to everything going on. You know? The whole thing about, that's right. People are watching it. They're posting it all over, my house blowing up and burning down, me being murdered, you know? And so, maybe because I'm fucking old, dude. If my hairline bothers you, I just blocked you. You don't have to worry about it anymore. I'm sorry that my hairline is what you find to be the issue about what I'm saying in this video. The whole key to this whole situation is Ricky Chadic. Ricky Chadic, they don't want that. That's the reason why they murdered Owen. Owen wasn't murdered because he was my friend. It wasn't done to hurt me. Owen's family was involved with Ricky Chadic. Ricky Chadic was an abducted and murdered little boy in Omaha, Nebraska that happened in the 80s. And so it late 80s or before the 90s. I don't remember the date. There's been so many fucking kids. Ricky Chadic was the whole reason why I went to Nebraska State Cold Case Patrolman John Pankinen and forced him to take my DNA because I knew my dad and my stepmother were involved with it. Were involved. They were the man and the female in the white car. I believe, I have to go look at it. It was a Cadillac or an Oldsmobile. It was my grandmother Shurter's car. How many fucking murdering fucking couples were there in town at the time? Because I know my father and stepmother took that little boy right to their little fucking garage that they soundproofed. You know? Who the fuck cares? Yeah, nobody cares about murdered kids, dude. Certainly you don't care about murdered kids. Fuck, you're all for the pedophiles, right? Pedophiles are cool, right? They care. You, fuck, you know? I'll put the screenshot of what I just said to what they said. Because now no, that was wrong. Grunchy, I'll have to fix it later on, but I accidentally blocked you. I didn't mean to. The case of Ricky Chadic was an abducted and murdered kid. Yes, I'm the one who wrote Rabbit Hole. This is my book, right here. This is my book. Wrote about this whole situation. My stepmother can actually, first of all, she justifies fucking beating me as a kid. Do you want to know why my stepmother, Joanne, did not fit? Had a problem fitting in to our family? Because she got my dad and mom to divorce each other, which was a good thing. But Joanne was only a little bit, 3 years older than my oldest sister, Cindy. That's why Cindy fucking hated her. Because Joanne was only 3 years older than her and came in and thought she was ruling the roost. And did. You know? My dad liked him young. Let me tell you. He liked him young. And the only reason why he stayed with Joanne is because she had the fucking child killing shit on him. That's why he was miserable in the end with her. But he couldn't leave her because she threatened to turn him in. Which is weird because, you know? But now she's the only one who's left. But she was working with Famalam. This whole group, Geo Farnsworth, Daniel Dowd, Tara Joyce. Someone sent me an email that completely laid all the shit out that's going on Famalam. Then after that, I had someone who actually sent me an email all about Thomas Schoenberger and his Sarcada fucking thing that's creepy as shit. You know, that's all on the link in the description. It's all on the link. You know? Kathy has been working with our stepmother. Now Joanne just flat out calls Kathy a liar. She admits that Kathy told everybody. That's the reason why when I ran into Joanne when she was supposedly dead for 3 years, my sister Kathy was telling everyone she'd been dead for 3 years, ran into her at the Farmhouse Cafe. That was that whole thing. And did we even talk? No. They'll say, oh, Joanne was terrified of David. She went out and got a protection order out on him. Let me explain to you the events of what that all happened. She runs into me at Nebraska Furniture Mart. She doesn't like the fact that I have a blog, doesn't like the fact that I'm publishing a book, and then takes out a protection order on me. I didn't have a lawyer. But after that, I publish Rabbit Hole. And this woman who's supposedly just terrified of me, hiding under the covers, afraid I'm going to come get her. Her and her cousin, Gerald Fredrickson, who was her lawyer at the time, every time I tried to have a book opening, she sent everyone involved fucking cease and desist, threatening letters. Sure, give me $1 million. Up front, I'll cut my hair. The only reason why my hair is long is because I can't afford the haircuts that are constant when I get my hair cut. So I just let it grow now. Anyway, I'm not partial to my long hair. It's more out of poverty than anything. I can't afford $40 fucking. I can't afford to feed myself, let alone $40 every 6 weeks to get my hair cut. You know? But, so she sends cease and desist letters to every single person. So this bitch is telling everybody how she's terrified of me, but she's fucking stalking me all over town, sending anyone who will help me with who would let me do my book opening there, threatening letters. Does that sound like she was afraid of me? She didn't give a shit. She doesn't give a shit now. She's on that fucking Famalam thing. She was involved with all of them trying to get Sherilyn to give me that fucking vape cartridge so they could have me arrested. Because they also send me emails saying I would never make it out of jail alive. That they would have me, that I would be Jeffrey Epstein, basically. You know? And they're all together. They're all together on this Famalam thing. They're all conspiring together. This same group that's on the Famalam are also, I believe, the ones who actually attempted a myriad amount of attempts at identity theft on my disability with Social Security. And that quote comes from Social Security itself. They're the ones who informed me. I obviously didn't know, but they know, you know, same fucking group. Do I think that fucking Doug Mesner, aka Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple, has paid people that live right around me to fuck with me? Yeah, I do. Without a fucking doubt. There's people breaking into my house. Fuck, it's not just... I built a 9-foot fucking fence because of the fucking house right behind me. The dude that chased me around town with the Let's Summon Demons t-shirt. And the bitch who actually stared through at me through my fucking fence. It didn't have that top part. It was only the fence. Stared at me. Even when I walked up to the fence and stuck my eye right at the fence, didn't stop. And then the prison dude who didn't seem to own a shirt or shoes, who was always coming out every time I was outside. It's not just the Mexican munchkin or the meth head Oompa Loompa that are attacking. But is Doug Mesner and his little group behind it? Yeah. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And so, all of this is about child trafficking. Every fucking bit of this is about child trafficking. The whole reason why fucking Neil Gross, Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff, it's his fucking deputies that are on film hanging those flyers up around town with my address and my picture and calling me a pedophile. It's the deputies. I know the deputies have been involved with every fucking one of them because Tara Joyce has put videos where she's recorded them and put them on videos. Daniel Dowd, Geo Farnsworth, the whole Sewertown group. A bunch of goddamn child killers who got who turned Issac Kappy's Famalam program into, instead of combating child trafficking, now it's promoting it and encouraging child trafficking. And who did that? The same motherfuckers who run it today. The same fucking people who were involved right before Issac Kappy ended up dead. They just needed Issac Kappy out of the way. They needed me. They needed Owen out of the way. They desperately want me out of the way, but they wanted Owen out of the way because Owen's brother, Neil, was Ricky Chadic's stepdad. They vacationed at Silver Lake, Minnesota. My family vacationed at Silver Lake, Minnesota. Silver Lake, Minnesota is where my dad and stepmother were exchanging the kids that were involved with the child trafficking, because there was a whole group of them in that area that we would go to. Our own little Minnesota version of the Bohemian Grove. It's all about murdered fucking kids. And especially in town, these people don't have a fucking clue in their heads. So their ignorance dictates make fucking reality. It changes these murdered kids. It makes it acceptable. It does it. They think so because they're getting paid to fucking harass the shit out of me. Which they brag about all the time. Again, go look at the shit. This dude left a comment on my videos the very last live, saying that Corey Daniel and Daniel Dowd are now saying, and Geo Farnsworth, they've saved kids. I know that Corey Daniel is saying that because Corey Daniel, when I was on that thing with Nathan Stoltman, half a year ago, that I just happened to go onto that night and argued with Corey Daniel, he told me in that thing with Nathan Stoltman, he's been to 10 homeless camps and there was no problems with any child trafficking. Really? So Craig Sawyer and Russ Dizdar going all over national television saying that there were child-sized shackles nailed to the trees in these homeless camps. I guess that was a lie. I guess it was a grift. And Corey Daniels knows because he knows the very motherfucker who's involved with the Famalam program right now. The very one who's gone out of his way to control any dialogue about Issac Kappy's death. The very same motherfucker whose wife was the last person supposedly to speak to Issac Kappy before he ended up dead. It's playing out right in front of you. Gabe Hoffman is involved with Sewertown. That open S that he talks, that dude talked about, that's open secret. That's Gabe Hoffman. Not my rabbit hole, that's Tara Joyce. American Witchcraft, that's now what Daniel Dowd calls himself. It was Pootie Twang. He has 1 million accounts. But this group, this Famalam group, the very group that my stepmother is sending me, it is working with and conspiring with, the very one who tried to get Sherilyn to set me up with a felony so I could go to jail, they're the same motherfuckers who are actually making the videos of my house blowing up and burning down and me being lynched and those fucking flyers and the threats on my dogs and the breaking into my house and stealing shit and then bragging about it. That's how I find out half the time that they stole it, because I'm oblivious. It's not like I'm just sitting here on edge waiting for them to do whatever they're going to do, because they're out of control. They do whatever the fuck they want. Whatever they want, and they justify it however fucking way they need. And then they try to use these bullshit distractions. I tried to grift, I guess, on the last live by talking about how the planet is tilting. And it's tilting because humans have fucked with the groundwater. You can go to that link. All I did was a simple fucking search. Is the earth tilting? And I got all of those things. But they're saying, David's just lying. The earth isn't tilting. It's not 31.5 inches tilted. There's no solar flares. There's no child trafficking. Ricky Chadic doesn't need to be looked at. My fucking child-killing stepmother and my lying fucking sister, who was involved with all of these Famalam motherfuckers when they came in and murdered Owen. And I know she was involved with them because she's the one who told me that Daniel Dowd was in Joplin, Missouri. It was her who told me. Maybe my stepmother is the one who told her. Because now that I know that Kathy and Joanne are conspiring together, that explains why the day that I ran into Joanne, who says that she was just afraid of me, but of course, there's no police reports. So she has me out to be, oh, I'm attacking her, I'm stalking her, blah, 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 blah. Where's the proof? And it's not like this bitch doesn't call the cops all the time, because when I was on the phone with Kathy and we called the cops, they said that she calls the cops all the time. Not on me, but just on everything. And she uses two names, Joanne C. Shurter and Joanne A. Shurter. And that's for investigators. The police told Kathy and I that. Kathy won't admit it because she's busy trying to fucking protect our child murdering stepmother. But the things were so bad in my dad and stepmother's house that Kathy went to go live in a fucking foster home at 13. That's how bad things were. I didn't get to go live in a foster home, but everybody else ran. And Kathy got put in a fucking foster home. So no, Joanne was wonderful. Fucking psychotic fucking bitch. Who was always had a chip on her shoulder and, more importantly, was involved with fucking murdering little boys with my dad. That's the key issue for me. She was involved all the way, murdering little boys with my dad. I went to the fucking cops, went to Nebraska State Patrolman, cold case John Pankinen, completely got the runaround, but didn't realize that it was John Pankinen who made all of the child abuse allegations in Franklin go away. He was the one who put Alicia Owen in jail for perjury. And you want to know what they said she was lying about? She was carrying then Omaha Chief of Police Robert Wadman's baby in her stomach, and she was 15. But you're right. None of this fucking matters because pedophiles are great, right? You just don't like pedophiles if they're Hillary Clinton or John Podesta, but fuck. If they're Republican, especially Donald Trump, fuck. Pro-pedophile, right? It is around here. It is around here. I live in Trump country. These motherfuckers love Trump, and they don't give a fuck about the pedophilia. They'll come after me, a victim in this who's been trying to get justice, and they'll come after me and then tell themselves how superior they are and how wonderful they are and how great they are and how superior they are. And the whole reason why the Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff, Neil Gross, and the small group of people in town, because this town, is only 4,000 people, lied about that Earling, Iowa gas station explosion is because they didn't want people to know the first explosion was a fucking bomb. They were trying to murder me. Not Kathy. Kathy was in Omaha. Yes, she had bought the house. But she and her friend just, as a coincidence, left the night before. Wasn't there for the explosion, but she'll tell everyone she was. But she wasn't. And she knows that she wasn't because she always says, oh, with all the glass that went all the way through the house from the front to the kitchen, Brian and I would have died if we were there. Oh, so you would have died if you were there, but now you were there, but you didn't die. You know? And why? Because Kathy was working with these motherfuckers when they came in to murder Owen, which they bragged about and laughed about. Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff Neil Gross has all the fucking emails and all the links to all the videos that Daniel Dowd was posting on YouTube at the time. Knows all about it. Has all the information. You know? Has all the information. This is all about child trafficking. You know, all about child trafficking. That's what I got involved with, child trafficking. But these motherfuckers here around town, they don't give a shit about fucking pedophiles. I have long hair. I'm gay. I'm not from here. So fuck the kids. I'm the bad guy. While they break into my house and steal shit and threaten me and post videos of my house blowing up and burning down. And that people have seen all over. It's not like it's been secret. It's not like it's been a fucking secret. And people wonder why I get pissed off with this shit. They wonder why. Because this is what survivors have to go through. This is what we have to go through. This is what victims have to go through. You know? Oh my God. Use mouthwash. Like you can smell my breath. My breath is, I brush my teeth. I'm also drinking coffee. Go fuck yourself. You know? Don't have diabetes. But that's how they murdered Owen. They pumped him full of insulin. That's how they murdered Cindy. They pumped her full of insulin. And this whole Famalam group is completely connected to all of my sister Cindy's kids that are all involved in the gun and drug trafficking. I don't know if they're involved with the child, but I know they're running drugs and I know they're running guns. You know? I know that. So they're all involved. And they say, oh, well, you don't talk to them. Well, fucking Mark is around telling everybody how I fucking molested his ugly, stupid, closet case ass. The thought is vile. I have always found Mark to be disgusting. A closet case. Sad. Doesn't like me because I can live my truth. He just can meet guys in secret. Kathy. I'm not talking to Kathy. The one who fucking worked with Daniel Dowd and Gio Farnsworth to murder Owen. And yes, Owen was with her for 20 years. He was her ex-boyfriend. That's how I met Owen. He was with Kathy for 20 years. She worked with him at Lutheran Family Services. That's how they met. So I'm supposed to go to talk to Kathy, who's also working with my stepmother, who's a fucking child killer that I've tried to get investigated more than once. Wrote a fucking book, have a goddamn blog, have fucking spent way over a fucking decade, all day, every goddamn day on this shit, trying to get this investigated. But people fucking love pedophiles. They love pedophiles. People in town love pedophiles. Hate fucking victims. You know? Hate fucking victims. This is how what victims go through. The same shit happened with Jeffrey Epstein's victims. You know? Look at what they did to them. You know? But this whole Famalam thing is connected. My stepmother's on this Famalam thing. They just used Sherilyn Slechta, my moderator, who came and befriended me and love bombed me and just convinced me that she just loved me. I was gonna move to fucking Lincoln. And it was all a goddamn game. It was all a fucking setup. Because they were gonna have me arrested and murdered in jail. And Joanne's completely connected to it. And Kathy's completely connected to Joanne. And they fucking all talk about it. All the shit gets talked about. Out in the open. You don't have to take my fucking word. Just go hit the description and go hit that link. You can see the fucking shit for yourself. You can go see it. It's not like it doesn't exist. It's all about child traffickers. That's what I've been trying to investigate. These fucking child traffickers that murdered fucking Issac Kappy to take over his Famalam program are the same fucking assholes running it today. The same assholes. The same motherfuckers who murdered Issac Kappy to take over his Famalam thing are the very ones running it today. Every fucking one of them is connected, and it all needs to be investigated, and it needs to be stopped. You know? It all needs to be stopped. And my stepmother and Tara Joyce and this whole Famalam thing, they want me fucking destitute because they want me to lose my house. I owe $1,900 for taxes that I have to pay by next year. And they're working hard to get me to lose my house. You know? Well then, Musa, if nobody cares, go fuck yourself. Go somewhere else. No one's asking you to be here. No one's holding a goddamn gun to your fucking head. Go away. You know? Planet is about ready to end. planet is about ready to end. This morning, NASA just fucking released an article. Do you know that the center of the fucking Earth is now rotating in the opposite direction? That's going to have a fucking effect on the planet. And that comes from fucking NASA. And I'm not asking for fucking money because of what NASA just published this morning about the Earth's core starting to go the other way. You know? But they're focused on my finances. They want me to lose my house. They wanted me arrested so they could have me murdered in jail. Because they want their fucking child trafficking bullshit to go unabated. To go unabated. That's how it's working. You know? I'm using an F-bomb every other word because I'm fucking irritated. You know? Oh, is my language disturbing you? Not the fact that I'm trying to expose a pedophile group that's murdered people who are going out of the way to set it up with. That doesn't bother you at all. But those bad words, oh my God, you're just going to melt down. You're just going to go cry yourself to sleep over my bad words. Fuck the pedophiles. They can do whatever the fuck they want to any of the kids. You know? It obviously disturbs you because here you are. And I'm irritated. You know? And you want to know what? Nothing changed. You're like fucking anonymous dumbass shit. Because let me say, that's not your picture. And I bet your name is not a bot. I just bet. So you're a fucking anonymous dickhead. Probably one of the people from Famalam who's in here trying to actually make sure that nobody listens to me because you're going to insult me. Oh, well, he's stupid. Oh, he's stupid and he doesn't have any emotional intelligence. And so therefore you can't listen to anything that he has to say. And then you'll just laugh. You know? You didn't strike a chord, dude. I'm just stating it as it is. You're a player. You're fucking protecting the goddamn child killers. That's your whole intention in here, is to protect the child trafficking operation. You know? You just need to go read. You just need to go read the shit. You know? Go click on the link. If they broke into your house all the time and stole shit and laughed about it, I'm sure you'd be just fine. I bet you'd be okay with it. You know? Sweet as sugar. Just fine. They come in and murder your friends. Oh, I bet you'd just be fine with it, right? You'd just be fine. They're posting videos where they're going to burn my house down. Murder me. Murder my dogs. Well, they're breaking into my house. I'm sure you'd just be fine with that, right? I should be just fine with it, right? I should just get the fuck over it. Be okay with it. Because everyone would be. Wouldn't you be? If they were making videos of your house burning down and you being murdered and your dogs being murdered and they're breaking into your house at will anytime they want, I'm sure you'd be fine with it. I'm sure everything would be peachy. You would just live the best life you could. You would just be leading the best life, period. Anybody who's upset, like I am, about the shit that's happening to me is just a crazy person? Because I'm not happy that they're breaking into my house. I'm not happy that they're hanging flyers all over town with my address and my picture, calling me a pedophile and telling people how they're supposed to go seek me out. I'm not supposed to care about that, right? Because that just happened, you know? Not a bot means you're a troll. Project Reject, you're funny. Yeah, troll. My day is going to get better. That's why I'm doing this thing. Instead of waiting until 2 o'clock or 11 o'clock, I just wanted to get it out of the fucking way. You know? I care that people care, Lindsay. But that, you know? So, like and subscribe. Anybody who can help. Fuck, they're on top of my finances. You can go click on the description and fucking read what they're saying. They're focused. They want me to lose my house, but they also want me to starve to death. They want to set me up in any way they possibly can because they don't like the fact that I'm exposing their child trafficking operation. The reason why they murdered Owen is not, you know, If I had the money, if I had $40 every 6 weeks to pay for a haircut, I would have short hair. This is more poverty than anything, you know? But you're right. The length of my hair is so much more important than these fucking child killers and exposing these child killers. You're absolutely right. What really matters in this whole conversation is the length of my hair or my hairline. Not the fact that they murdered Issac Kappy to take over his Famalam program so they could use it for child trafficking. Not the fact that Daniel Dowd is actually using that program to meet minors in person so he can counsel them. I'm sure he doesn't have anything to do with contacting his best friend, Tara Joyce, who is also on Famalam, who is connected completely to the barely legal porn producers that are in Las Vegas. I'm sure there's nothing that goes connected with that at all. I'm sure. None of that is important. What's important is my hair and my hairline and my weight and the fact that I'm old and I have low IQ and I have low EQ and every other fucking thing you can say to distract the shit. You know? What's not there? Jesus Christ Ministries. What's not there? The shit that I just got sent yesterday that I took screenshots and posted, that's not there? So your ignorance actually changes reality. The fucking flyers that they posted all over town, calling me a pedophile with my address and my picture and telling people how they needed to show up or call me. The phone number wasn't mine, but those aren't there either? That didn't exist. The whole fucking town, I guess, just hallucinated the shit that your anonymous fucking ass is coming out and saying. Because your anonymous ass with your anonymous name and your anonymous picture knows so much more about what's going on in Harlan, Iowa than the people who fucking live here. Is that it? And that's what you want everyone to believe. Fucking, they think you're all stupid. They all think you're fucking stupid. They do. And more than that, way more than that, they believe they're superior. They're smarter than all of you. They're smarter than all of you. They can do whatever they want. They can do it with impunity. They can do it with impunity. The shit needs to be fucking investigated. It flat out needs to be fucking investigated. I'm not asking fucking law enforcement, who has way more authority, to just take my fucking word in anything. I'm just asking for it to be fucking investigated. It's not like they don't brag about this shit everywhere. You know? If I was crazy, they would not be after me like they are. Right. Right. If I was such a liar, I'm not viral. I'm not famous. Only a handful of people know who I am in the scope of things. And yet here they fucking are. They're on that Famalam thing, talking all about me. You know? And why? Because it's what I'm saying. It's what I'm asking to be exposed. And the shit's out there. All anyone has to do is fucking look. You can listen to anonymous motherfuckers with anonymous pictures who have fucking all kinds of shit to say, but if you do, you're a fucking asshole. An ignorant asshole. I know it's probably a shock to you, but anybody can be whoever they want anonymously online. And say whatever the fuck they want anonymously online. I'm not filing lawsuits against anyone. It needs to be fucking investigated. It needs to be investigated. Lindsay, and you're not acting like a troll either. You know? It's all the trolls that are acting like that. And you can hear them. They're right outside my fence. That's that noise you can. Here, they're right in their little golf cart, driving, and I guess they're just doing circles and the shit, because they don't want me to say anything, you know, because they're okay with pedophiles, as long as they like who those pedophiles are. Fuck, if they like the people, they can rape as many fucking kids as they want. It's okay, you know? But all of this shit, just go read the description. You'll find out. You know? But I'm going to pray and then I'm going to end this. I have a blog, davidshurter.com. Obviously, that's the description that goes into it. You can go read it. Now that I've said something and they heard me say something, now they've driven away. That's what ends up happening. They come outside to hear what I have to say. And you want to know what? That makes me different than them. Because they fucking hide in the shadows and hide all of their stupid shit. And here I fucking am, speaking loud enough so they can hear me on a video they can watch repeatedly, saying exactly how I feel and what I think. There's no goddamn question on how I think, you know? They can go run around in the fucking shadows all they want and gossip all they want and talk all their shit all they want, all the while telling themselves how they're fucking superior. But they're fucking weak-ass motherfuckers who hide in the goddamn dark and then tell themselves how fucking superior they are to everyone else. Just saying. So with that said, I'm going to pray. Heaven, I come to you. Yes, last night irritated me. I stewed the whole night. Woke up repeatedly. Just angry that this shit is being played out in the open. And nobody does anything. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares. People have ended up murdering. Kids are ending up dead. But fuck it. As long as it's entertaining, why get involved? You know, it gives them something to fucking talk about. Shit, isn't that what life's all about? Anyway, I just hope that someone hears this. I'm praying for a miracle because I need to pay those taxes on my house. I am trying to work, but they're on top of me, so everything I do, they're going to try and destroy. Not to mention they break into my house. They were just in here 2 days ago, you know? And they do shit to let me know that they're in my house. And why? Because they're right next door to me. On all fucking sides. Because they get paid to do it. And my stepmother's working with the Famalam group that murdered Issac to take over his little Famalam program. The very fuckers who are all involved with child trafficking. Want to be said as heroes. They are heroes. But they don't want anyone to look at anything, you know? And I'm just asking, bring it all out in the light. You promised us, so fulfill your promises. And I feel it'll be hypocritical today for me to actually talk about filling your hearts with love and following Jesus Christ, because that is not how I feel at all today. Fuck these fucking child traffickers. It is time for accountability and retro-fucking-bution. And everyone who fucking defends and protects these child killers. It's time for accountability and retro-fucking-bution. Flat out. And I don't give a shit about what these fucking trolls have to say. Not a goddamn thing. Hide in the fucking shadows and poke sticks. People with sticks anonymously. Without their group, they're nothing. And in the dark, they ain't gonna have their group. They're all so superior, I'm sure each one of them will have no problems overcoming the thing. I brush my teeth all the time, dickhead. Because my jaw I have problems with my jaw, I've killed the nerves in my mouth. Because I bite down all the time, you know? Give God all that anger and rage. Lindsay, I have been trying. I have been trying. You put yourself in my shoes. Let them come murder your friends. Let them break into your house. Let them make threats to you all the time. Let them, when you leave the house, you have to worry if they're going to murder your dogs because of all the shit they do, you know? And see how well you deal with it. I think that if I didn't have an emotional reaction to it, they would say that I didn't have the right emotional affect, and so I must be lying. But it's because I'm angry about the shit. Oh, well, he's lying because he's angry. Either way, I'm fucked. I can't win this game. I can't win this game. And I'm not saying you're playing it. I'm just saying it's a game that gets played all the time with me. I can never win. This group, that's not how it works. This group needs to be investigated. This child trafficking shit needs to be investigated. My fucking child killing stepmother definitely needs to be fucking investigated. Along with my sister Kathy, who was involved with Daniel Dowd and Geo Farnsworth when they came in and murdered Owen. She knew goddamn well. And if they bragged about it on that Famalam thing, which I'm pretty sure they did, so did fucking Joanne. They knew about it. They knew about it and did nothing but lie and protect these fucking child killers that are 100% focused on me. And I'm not the first. I'm certainly not the only. I'm just the current. But I'm not someone they're going to get to run away. I'm not going to go run and hide. I'm going to stand right here and call fucking truth to power. These motherfuckers need to be stopped. And anybody who is okay with these fucking child killers, enjoy the goddamn dark. Because that's where you fucking deserve to be. If it's okay for the fucking kids to go through what they went through, in your opinion, then it's okay for you to go through it. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. That's how the dark feels. If it's okay for the kids, it's okay for you, let alone your own kids. If it's okay for them, it's okay for you. That's why we're warned to be careful of the judgments that you make, because you could be held accountable for those judgments. And that's today's live.